Starting to feel a little bit like Forrest Gump around here, but instead of shrimp, we got lasagna. We got regular lasagna, and we got skillet lasagna, and we got lasagna soup, and now we're making lasagna roll-ups. What's gonna be next? Andrew making lasagna cookies? That's taking it a little too far. Let's just get into the recipe. Lasagna is wonderful, we all know that. It's warm and filling and comforting, but it takes forever to make. And then you have to let it set up once it's done taking forever to make, and then you try to cut it and it slips all over the place, and for the life of me, I cannot remember the order of the steps that it goes in. Like, is it sauce, noodles, cheese, or sauce, cheese, noodles, cheese, sauce? I don't know. These spinach and ricotta vegan lasagna roll-ups are so much easier to not only make, but also eat. So let's show you how to do it. So you can use a jarred spaghetti sauce, but we just made a fresh batch of our homemade spaghetti sauce. We did make a meat sauce this time. It is so good. We have a full video of it already, but it is amazing and we make it all the time. So we wanted to make that for this recipe. So we're gonna start by boiling some water for our lasagna noodles. Now, you will need 12 lasagna noodles. I do like to add about 3 or 4 extra ones in case any of them break while you're rolling them up. Plus, our girls will eat whatever is left over, so it doesn't really matter for waste purposes for us. So while that is boiling, we are going to move it over here, add another skillet to our burner, and then we are going to add some oil, and so we can start cooking our spinach. You can also use frozen spinach. You want to make sure it thaws first before you start using it. I like to use fresh spinach, one, because I chop it first and then it's not like long stringy pieces inside of our lasagna. I also find that our kids are more willing to eat it if there's not long stringy pieces of spinach inside of our lasagna as well. No matter if you are using the fresh that we're doing here or frozen, you want to make sure that after it has wilted, you get as much liquid as possible out so that you don't have watery lasagna rolls. All right, so into a bowl, we are going to add our ricotta, vegan ricotta, and then some vegan cream cheese as well. Now we're just gonna stir these two things together until they are well combined. We understand that vegan cream cheese is not a traditional lasagna ingredient. However, vegan ricotta is very expensive, and so this cuts down the cost a little bit. You can use all vegan ricotta if you want, or you can make your own if you would like to do that as well and use all vegan ricotta, but we do this, it tastes good, it's still super creamy, and it helps the cost. So into our bowl, we are going to add in some garlic. Our drained spinach, don't worry, it looked like a lot in the beginning, but now it looks like my kid's mini brand toy. Vegan mozzarella, vegan parm, and our seasonings, which are salt, pepper, nutmeg, and Italian seasoning. And then you're just gonna stir this together really well until everything has been combined throughout. You don't have any big chunks of one ingredient anywhere special. All right, so once your noodles are cooked and drained and cooled a little bit so you can touch them, you are going to lay them flat on a baking sheet. We have the largest baking sheet that we have here. You want to get them flat as soon as possible to prevent them from breaking. If you leave them together just drained inside of a pot, what's going to happen is they're all going to stick together and then they are more likely to break once you try to get them apart. All right, so now what we're going to do is evenly distribute our cheese mixture across the noodles, evenly among all of your noodles. You want about 1/4 cup. If you want to be like super precise like Andrew would, you can totally measure this out, or you can just eyeball it. Once you have your cheese mixture distributed, you are just going to roll it up similar to how you would do a cinnamon roll. You don't want it to be super loose, so try to get it as tight as possible. All right, so whether you are using a homemade sauce like we made or you are using a jarred sauce, you want to put about 1.5 cups into the bottom of a 9x13 casserole dish and just spread it evenly along the bottom. Once your sauce mixture is down, you are going to place your lasagna roll-ups seam side down into your casserole dish, just evenly. You don't really need to space them apart any particular way or anything, just get them in there. Once you have all your lasagna roll-ups inside, you are going to top it with another 1.5 cups of your sauce mixture, whatever you are using. All right, so now we're just gonna cover our casserole dish with some foil, and then we are going to bake that at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes.
This is so good. It looks like a broken race car.
A donut and it looks like a snake.
All right, so after about about 30 minutes, you are going to remove it from the oven, take your foil off, and then we are going to top it with our cheeses. We're adding the remaining of our vegan mozzarella and then the remaining of our vegan Parmesan as well. And now this is gonna go back into the oven for 10 minutes or until it's nice and bubbly. And there you are, your easy vegan lasagna roll-ups.